feel about this time?
What is going on? It's your girl, Black Bubble Walton.
Welcome on in the building.
When you say it now. Are you just gonna be normal today?
I gotta mix it up. You know, I gotta mix it up.
I'm still that
nigga.
Well, first of all,
Nigga.
wait for it. Oh, you not? Oh, you didn't.
Still that nigga.
I know he was gonna do it. I was like, wait for it, because I always end up talking and then they do it. I was like, no, just go wait for it. First of all, why is your hello so somber? Like today, like
wow, karma.
Maybe my high coming down.
Right? He's like, wow,
Go outside, smoke again, something, nigga.
Maybe my high coming down. I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, it's probably been about like 3-4 hours since I smelled.
Oh yeah, you're gone.
It's gone.
You're gone. You're gone. You should have given
This don't kill my high. This don't kill my high.
Welcome to another edition.
I ain't eating blunts since 2008.
This nigga.
I got my drink and my Kool-Aid in the mixes purple haze. Bitch don't kill my high.
And apparently
Bitch,
he's
okay,
still
my
Wild Mar, high or not.
Still that nigga.
Still, yeah.
I mean, we got the trail mix on the table, so, you know, nigga got the munchies.
Got the munchies
got
for
the
your
trail
love.
Thank you guys for tuning in. If you have not already done it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're following us on all your favorite podcast stations. On our Instagram, what's up to our Instagram fam over here? What's going on? To our YouTube fam and our Facebook fam, we thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys have also gone over to the website. Everything that you need to know is on the website, www.ioftenwonder19.com. www.ioftenwonder19.com.
Say it louder.
Say it loud. Say it proud. No, but seriously.
Speak on it, Pastor.
I knew he was going to go to it. That has everything on there. You can find the links to all the social media pages.
Damn, the lights got a nigga feel like a baked potato in this bitch, right?
Yeah, you've been under the light for a minute. You'll also make sure that you guys are signing up to be a part of our Patreon page. We are getting ready to start planning and kicking off 50 shows in 50 states. So make sure that you guys are a part of that. We want to come to your city and show you guys some love.
All you local podcasters around the world, what's up? What's up? Tune in. We trying to link up. In 50 states, there got to be at least 50 local podcasters somewhere in these states.
Listen, one grow, we all grow together. That's how it is. Yeah. We a family. That's how we always say.
And you're out in Alaska, you probably podcasting at your igloo. We try to be in that bitch too.
I've never been in an igloo because I kind of want to go on one. So
I mean, I know they're stereotypical, but I'm just saying.
But I'm just saying, I really want to go in an igloo.
I ain't gonna front. We'll podcast right there in the igloo, but you know. Sometimes we can't talk too much. All that hot breath just be melting shit.
Make sure you guys
turn that mug into a sauna.
Not doing it.
Steam room. When did we get a steam room?
Make sure you guys are also buying the merch. Of course, you already know. Wildcard Mar has a podcast gang shirt on.
Gang.
Now, let me move my mic back just a little bit so y'all can see.
Gang.
This shirt here,
now
this one right here,
that's just the OG.
This one right here is
custom.
A limited edition. If you are wanting, this one right here, Instagram, this one, y'all see it?
That's
right
limited.
Y'all see this one right here? Make sure that you are inboxing us for that one. This one is definitely a totally different order. It will not be on the website. It will not be on the Patreon. So hit us on any of our social media to get this shirt. Just sit there and say you want the shirt that Black Barbara Walter has.
Exclusive.
Okay.
That's some exclusive.
It is, you know.
Exclusive.
But I will say this. If you sign up.
Tell them to a barber.
If you sign up for the Patreon page, okay?
Say it again.
If you sign up for it within the next 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay? So today's date is the 20th. It's August 20th. We're recording on the 20th. That's when it's going to start, okay? you sign up for it, we will send you, or I will send you.
This nigga.
Yeah.
I will send it to you.
She gonna do it.
I'll send it to you.
I'm only here for good looks and time.
I will send you this shirt for half the price of what we're going to sell it for.
Half the
That's
price.
what I'm talking about.
Half the price.
Jump on it.
50% off.
Jump on it.
Off.
Jump on it if you want it.
Yeah.
Hey.
So if you want this shirt, make sure you guys are inboxing us. You'll get it at 50% off. We'll send it directly
Show them the shirt again.
Or hot box it.
Fresh.
Let me back up.
Back up.
You know what I'm saying? Let me tuck in the
Hey.
chain. Let me tuck in the chain.
Tuck in the chain.
You know what I'm saying?
Debo coming.
So
Right.
you got the eye off
Right.
wonder and you get all of our faces. You see
Yeah.
that?
Your picture might not be as big as this one, but you can get the picture.
I don't know.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
I don't know what that nigga talking about.
Your shirt will look like mine.
Stand up. Show the rest of the assets.
No.
Oh.
See, I knew you was going there. That's why I didn't stand up.
Try to
That's
hook
why.
up. Try to hook up.
That's why.
Time
That's
out.
exactly
Time
why.
out.
No, that's
Time
why I
out.
didn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Time out.
That's why I didn't know.
You know what I need? I need a fucking goddamn yellow flag. So when I get in my pocket.
Flag on the play. No, but seriously.
Matter of fact, I think Alex should be charging that. If I say,
Yeah, Alex.
I go like this.
And Alex, you just throw it on the table.
Yeah.
And shout out, of course, we got our intern who's chilling with us. We got Alex in the building with
Know what I'm
us.
saying?
He's
Yeah, you
behind the
know, right
scenes
here.
working everything
Intern
for us.
Alex.
What's going on, guys?
Oh Lord, my cousin online. She said, "Ease up on my." Listen, y'all don't want my cousin to jump in. Y'all don't want Team Matt to jump in. I'm telling you right now. But no. Make sure you guys have subscribed. We support everybody, and we love the support that we guys are getting. We are getting from you guys. Tongue tied, and I don't have a guest on the show today.
Heavy tongue.
Guess in your head.
Shut up. Today's show, we are going to be talking about women's health.
Yes.
So I think it's last week the boys talked about men's health. I was not here.
Right.
I unfortunately had to endure the.
She had to deal with her women's health.
Yeah, but I did, but not in that sense. I had to deal with.
When a woman's fucked up, no matter what you say,
I had to endure with getting that lovely corona test.
I tried to. First of all, I tried to tell you when I took this shit months ago. Like, yo, this shit gonna be a motherfucker. I tried to tell you.
And all right, quick segue before we go on to women's health because it's still about health.
Wait, it's technically about
it's
health.
about health, so we can still talk about it. So.
Almost killed you, didn't it?
It wasn't the fact that the process of getting it wasn't bad. For me, it wasn't. It was the after fact. Like, I felt like I had chlorine in my nose for 2 weeks. That's what I felt like. But because of getting tested, you know, the location that I went to, we actually did it at my church. It was free of charge.
Oh, shit. You go there.
Yeah, if we do it again, I'll let you guys know. I'll post it on our pages and everything.
Because I went to the spot that was free. UNC helped put it on.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, okay.
And they did.
They take their time getting you the results back, though.
You know what I'm saying?
So technically, you just got to quarantine until you get your results.
Yeah, and
so
that was the
can
thing.
take up from 3 to 5 weeks.
Weeks?
No, 3 to 5 days.
Because mine was not that long.
I'm saying they could take up to a week.
I got you. Okay.
And that's the thing, like,
North Carolina, our numbers.
Yeah, mine's were.
I heard.
Mine's took literally 3 days, 3 to 4 days.
Ain't bad.
So, it was definitely, it was worth it. Of course, as you see, I'm here, so my results came back negative.
Right,
but
because she'd have been in that corner.
No, I wouldn't have been here. I would have been on the phone. Okay. But the process wasn't bad. It was just the after effect. So. Definitely, if you have not gone and gotten tested.
That shit, they was all up in the nigga nose.
Well, and they offered the mouth swab, but
yeah, you should have took the mouth swab.
You didn't finish. Why didn't you take the mouth swab?
Oh no!
Oh, I remember. Okay, I remember. Yes, never mind. I want your cousin to get at me. Never mind.
Oh yeah, she gonna get you.
Yeah, we was gonna have to wrap the show up.
It was about to be a real short.
I'm about to go on another tangent.
It was about to be a real short show today.
Do tell. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, I'm not even doing that one. But on today's show, we're gonna talk about a little bit about women's health, which is very, very important to me because my family history for me, a lot of women in my family have dealt with different things from cancer, high blood pressure, cataracts.
That's why you smoke. Cataracts.
For that cataract.
Yeah.
Cataract.
Shit's fucked up. Start getting lazy eyes and shit.
Anywho. You are the smoker of the group, okay?
Yeah, because if it helps with my glaucoma.
That's what it is.
It's for medicinal reasons.
Him and his medicinal reasons. But no, so this topic.
Technically, it was for my killer crackitis. So.
You know that works. So, you know, as long as it keeps you here, that's all it matters.
Woosah,
my buddy. Woosah. That's all that matters. But no, on a serious note, like it's so much, it's so many things. Now I will I'll give a good shout out to the women because we are a little bit more on top of our health than men are.
Damn right. We don't get fuck about that shit.
But you got to think about it. I think because the fact that we are built differently, of course, it takes, you know, something go wrong, you quickly, you know, you get irritated, anything. It's time to take yourself to this doctor. Right. Now, I will say this, and before my sister or somebody else jump up here and then try to, you know, call me out. I can honestly say that.
It sounds like they will pull your card.
And they will. My family pulls my card all day long. Please understand.
Hey, fam, go ahead. Jump in the comments. She say something out of pocket.
Listen, one already jumped in the comments.
Go ahead and jump and correct that
shit. But no, I have been one that at times has not been up on my health because I felt like everything is okay from what the norm is. But we always talk about lack of knowledge and education. Right. And a lot of the stuff was because I didn't have that knowledge as a woman. For me, I grew up in a household with all men. My mother died when I was very young. So you got my daddy trying to teach me about women things that don't really exist, that he don't know nothing about. So, and I had my aunt in them, but of course, you know, family issues. We ain't going to go into that. So it wasn't until later on that I, you know, was able to actually understand more about women's health. So we always say on the show that we want to educate, inform, and make sure that we're giving you guys stuff that you can take with you during life and spread to someone else.
And talk shit.
Yeah, and do that all at the same time. Excuse me.
At least that's what I'm here for.
That's his job.
And to look good.
Don't jump in his inbox because I'm
no. Please don't
jump in my DM. I'm going to let baby mama have at it. I'm going to let wifey have it.
But mine is wide open. Just saying.
No, his is wide open.
Mine's are refined because y'all got some barriers.
Real refined.
Y'all got some barriers to get through. Understand some barriers. So
yeah, I got an old lady.
Let me ask you guys this as men.
Right, go ahead.
What do you feel for? How do I want to word this? So y'all excuse my dramatic pauses today because my laptop died on me for whatever reason. So all of my notes and everything are not here. So, but no, seriously, on some of the, when you guys were growing up, how much?
Yeah, just get on that white thing.
We are paused for the cause. We got a lot of stuff going on. Y'all are confusing my brain right now.
I'm sorry, girl. Do your thing.
Okay, question for you guys. When you guys were growing up, did you guys see a woman that was important in your life go through something traumatic when it came to her health?
Yes.
Okay. Mar, what was it for you?
My dudes. My dudes had, some women little situations. She had some women little situations. When I was probably like 11 or 12, I didn't understand that shit.
Right.
But now, she was dealing with, cervical shit.
Yeah.
Shit like that. But on her side of the family, on her mom's side, they always got to get they annual mammograms because they had breast cancer. Her grandmother passed away from it. So, I'm used to it.
And we're gonna talk about the importance of a mammogram here too. Right. What about for you, Mel?
Shoot, it's a lot. My sister's a petri dish. So,
get him the Tiffany.
It's like my sister is like the bubble girl. She got a lot of stuff that's going on with her body. My mother had lung cancer. My grandmother had a stroke. I think she had brain cancer too, if I'm not mistaken. My great grandmother had Alzheimer's.
Yeah, my grandmother had too. Yeah.
You know, I had a lot of women in my life. My aunt had MS.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I had a lot of women in my family that dealt with a lot of health issues.
Yeah, my auntie probably going through some shit right now. So
right. It might be somebody I'm forgetting about.
Yeah, but she probably don't go to the doctor, so she probably wouldn't even know. So.
Right.
But you can tell just looking at it.
Right.
And that's the thing, like, and I think, and we always go there, so I'm gonna go there first.
Go ahead.
We talk about our culture,
mm-hmm.
and what a lot of people don't realize is in our culture, especially with women, women are at the top of the list when it comes to heart issues.
Okay.
And women are also at the top of the list when it comes to any form of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like we always say, we let you guys eavesdrop into the conversation.
Right.
And I think the word cancer scares so many people. It's a conversation that's unknown.
Mm-hmm.
It's a conversation that we don't have. It's a conversation that we push to the side because we've seen, like we said, we've seen grandma or auntie or, you know, in my case, my mother and my aunt and, let me put it this way, mom, auntie, both of my aunties, grandma had a scare. Both of my godmothers that I lived with. So when you grow up around it, you become very scared.
Right.
And then you sometimes get the mentality, as my daddy would say, the mentality of a man, and you don't want to go get checked because you're afraid that because everyone in your family has had it, now you don't want to know. Like you said, auntie probably need to go to the doctor because of family history.
Right.
But it is important that you go. My sister literally the last month, maybe a little bit long. No, I'll say last month.
Okay.
Has been getting on me about making sure I make a doctor's appointment. And this is another reason why we did this show. This is just the beginning part. I'm going to actually, hopefully, if they allow me, I have a doctor's appointment at the end of the month.
Okay.
And hopefully they'll allow me to bring the camera in so you guys can see, you know, and talk with some of these physicians and see what their process is. Because I think because we don't know, just like with men's health, we don't know what's going to happen in a doctor's office. You hear what somebody else says and what somebody else has been through, that you think that process is going to be the same for you. And that may not be necessarily what it is.
Right.
So I wanted to first talk about a little bit about cancer, because I think that a lot of us as women don't realize how important it is to get a mammogram.
Okay.
And not only that, but let's take it a step further. As women, we're taught. Did you too much?
You know what I'm saying? Shit. Pap smear too. Throw that shit.
I was going there too. I was going there too. I was hitting one top. I was trying to go from the top to the bottom.
Okay, never mind.
I was trying to go from the top to the bottom.
From the Rudy to the Tootie.
I was trying to go from the top to the bottom. Let's start at the top first.
Y'all just get mammograms. That's it.
No
paps at all. No paps at all.
We get everything, and we're gonna even talk about women's mental health as well.
Right.
We gonna talk about men's health.
We going there. I was trying to go from the top to the bottom. You know, as far as physical.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
No. We gonna touch on it.
There's a bunch of dirty pussy out here. There's a bunch of dirty dick. That's all I'm saying.
That's all he's saying.
That's all he's saying.
More, so I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm just making sure motherfuckers getting shit checked. That's all.
But no,
we want here smell like Lumberger cheese.
We are taught. I'm gonna have a moment of silence for that comment.
Hey, bitch, you smell like blue cheese.
All right, we're going to go to mammogram last because we already there. So let's talk about this pap smear. We already here. Let's talk about it.
Thank you.
So a woman should be getting a pap smear every year. Every year. And the point of a pap smear, women, is to make sure that everything.
Especially all you little young little thundercats out here. Over here, goddamn motherfucker, just riding. What I've been heard, what I've been told.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, bro.
Listen.
No, I'm just saying.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, Robert.
No.
Okay. The point of a pap smear is to make sure that everything.
I mean, I'll piss on her if they want me to, but I'm just
to make sure that everything. To make sure that everything. This is not a Monday edition. Y'all are not going to cut up. Y'all cut up.
I'm trying to be quiet, ma'am. I'm
when
trying to be quiet.
I was not here, so
this guy
wrap it on in here.
This guy.
Damn, I might need to throw the flag on my damn self.
Yeah, because you was cutting up today. Cutting up. No, but on a serious note, the point of pap smear is to make sure everything in your cervix, everything in that area is up to par.
Right.
To make sure there's no things like cysts, make sure there are no things in the way that are growing. Because as time goes on, your body starts developing different things. The older you get, your body changes. Like for me, I just turned 30. So my body's going through something completely different than when I was in my 20s.
Right.
Makes some pains. It's different.
Listen, I've been trying to figure out why my knee hurt the way it do lately.
You just need thicker knee.
Wait a minute. Why you gotta say Jamel? I've been quiet. This nigga been talking the whole time. I've been out here quiet, like
listen,
right,
normally you would say it right after that.
Right, glory.
But it was this nigga right here today.
I've been nice and quiet. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
man,
preach, Lexus, preach.
Pastor, you need
this is really, for those that don't know, this is really my episode because I'm the only woman on this show.
Pastor, you need thicker knee pads, no, Pastor.
Or thicker knees.
I ain't saying that. Alex, when you get that bored, when I look at you and I say mute, don't even ask no questions. You just mute, all right? just go ahead and mute them. But no, the older you get, the more things changes, and if you're not already up on top of it, you may not know what the change is. A friend of mine's had a cyst growing on her ovary.
Somebody else I know had that.
The same person.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I'm not going to discuss
I know.
her
Yeah,
name.
I understand that. Right. Yeah. What's her name? Say.
But yeah, no. She texts me and say I can, and I'll say what her name is.
No. Go ahead.
But
are you listening?
It grew over a period of time. She's had kids. She worked, she did the whole nine. Right. To the point where it got so painful that she had to be rushed to the emergency room for emergency surgery, and it had to be removed. I think she said it was. I want to say it's a cantaloupe is what she said.
Wow. It's a cantaloupe? That's huge.
It was huge. Like, it wasn't small. And the doctor told her that it grew over time. Okay. Like, over some years, no.
Was she going to the doctor regularly? Okay.
She was going to the doctor regularly. So, over, but you got to think about it. Some things like that are over. Sometimes they overlook it. Sometimes there are things that are in the way that you can't see it.
Hold on.
If it's growing over time, now
grow over time. Okay, but if you're talking about the size of a cantaloupe,
but you don't know the rate that it's growing. That's the thing. You don't know the rate that it's growing. So if she got, for example, let's say,
they ain't looking, or y'all niggas ain't got your glasses on with,
or it
glaucoma.
It might have been that glaucoma. Or if she had, for example, say she had her appointment in October. Okay. And then she's not due for another appointment until next October. I got you. Life happens, so that appointment might not come until January, February.
I got you.
So you got a whole year and some change of it growing on a daily basis.
Right.
So it's important. Another thing, women.
Cantaloupe though.
Women, and I might have that wrong, but I know she said it was really huge. It was very, very huge.
Once you get golf ball, I think that's
golf ball. Yeah, you said golf ball. You like, good Lord.
Yeah, it was. She said it was huge. I'm gonna have to go through my.
You talking about Spalding?
Yeah. Listen, like nigga, we about to play basketball with this motherfucker.
This is why I should
turn his business to the
put
Harlem
a wall not with y'all. But no, and another thing for all my young females, because he said something with the smell and everything. If you're discharging a odor, that's a red flag.
Right.
So
Hey, here's the sign. Hey, you about to give a little young butt low cut. And he's
that's not even
shorty.
The sign comes before that. The sign comes before that because, baby, if you sit down to go to the bathroom when you get up and you like, wait a minute, what is that?
Yo, put it on fire.
I feel like you have a clip.
My health habits aren't great, but I look fine.
Well, Masa actually joins us, and you told our producers you can relate to this.
I can totally relate. I mean, I just love food in general, and pizza, burgers, fries.
Yeah.
But why should I change my diet if I'm comfortable with myself when I look at myself in the mirror and go out and get dressed?
Well, come up here with me. And I think, Masa, your story is very relatable, but I also think, a lot of people hear your story and they're frustrated. Because a lot of people say, well, no matter what I do, I can't get to a weight I'm comfortable with. They look at you and they think, she looks fabulous and she eats all that crap. Right. Here's the reality, though. It doesn't always matter what you look like. When we talk about your health, you got to look inside. Because there are a lot of things that go on inside the human body that you're never going to see on the outside when you're eating a lot of bad food. One of the things that you need to start thinking about is what's going on inside your body. So let's start with this. You have any idea what that is?
No.
It's part of your pancreas. Do you want to feel it?
I don't even know where that is.
Well, let me show you. So, I have to deconstruct our body a little bit. But come over here. So, your pancreas actually lives behind your stomach. Now, I'm going to try to pull this out. I'm going to take the liver out, too.
So, he said something that is very, very important, which I'm glad that you played that clip. What you eat matters.
Right.
That's what I'm fucking this trail mix up right now, cuz.
Yeah. And I had to learn that the hard way.
Right.
I remember I was in high school. I was in sports. I was in marching band, and I will never forget.
Now, you was active as hell.
I was very active. Very, very, very active because I wanted anything that kept me away from the house. Everything that kept me away from the house, I was in for it. Even when I moved to my aunt's house. Because, and especially when I went to my aunt's house. So, for me, I went from a household of 5-6 kids to just being by myself at my aunt's house.
Oh, yeah.
So, I needed something to do other than sitting in the house. Because once I got in trouble, my aunt unplugged the keyboard and took the keyboard from the computer. Okay? That's how much trouble I would get in. I was not a good kid sometimes. I wasn't. I'm not going to lie to you. But I will never forget, I came home. Well, she picked me up from marching band practice.
Right.
Listen, y'all know it happens every time.
Just slow down, girl.
But
take your time.
I was in high school, so right across the street from the high school, I went to Garner High. Right across the street was Chick-fil-A. There's a Chinese restaurant, New Panda, a couple other things. So we were always
Trouble. Trouble.
Yep, we would always travel. We always travel to go get lunch. So we end up always eating Chinese. That was my go-to because we can get it for $5 and 2 or 3 of us can eat off of it.
Right.
And be good to go because we're not going to Chick-fil-A spending $10
by myself.
Chick-fil-A, goddamn.
Listen, that was
Chick-fil-A.
right there. That took the rest of my money for the rest of the week.
Right, Chick-fil-A.
I didn't have time.
I like Chick-fil-A.
But
them niggas expensive. Shit.
There is a lot of garlic in certain food from Chinese restaurants.
I love garlic too.
And I love it. I love it today. But as a teenager, you don't realize what kind of odor that puts out of your body. Especially if you're not used to having it. So I went from microwave dinners and eating out all the time to changing everything the way I eat because my aunt and them ate real healthy. We only went out to eat on Sundays. And
church.
And if right after church. And if we ate out during the week, it was something like Jersey Mike, something like that.
Okay.
So that odor began to come out my pores, and my aunt had to tell me like, we need to change your regimen because you shouldn't be smelling like that. And I'm like, but I just took a shower. And I'm faithful about a shower now. I've always been faithful about a shower.
Right,
she was like, it's not the fact that you're not showering, but it's what you're putting in your body.
Okay.
So it makes a difference, and those are signs that you have to look at. You have to realize what your body chemistry does.
Right.
Because whatever it was when I was growing up as a teen, my body chemistry didn't like garlic. So it put off something that was not okay, that I couldn't tell, but everybody else around me could.
Right.
So make sure you have females. Make sure you have friends around you that'll tell you that you got something going on. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back. We'll dive in a little bit more about pap smears, and we'll talk about mammograms as soon as we return.
No.
Yo, what's up? Official tissue, nigga. Hood certified. Dub sizzle.
Where my hustlers at? Where my hustlers at? Where my hustlers at? Where my hustlers at? Ladies, get money, throw your hands up. Money 16 in the chamber, with a stack between my fingers.
What's up?
Yellow boys, CWA, Schoolie D, and a CD changer.
shit.
Reclining like the Mac.
The Mac.
Swoop on the app.
Swoop.
Cruise the block like a float in the parade in a 7.5. Sitting low with it, so with it in the pool, fitted. Hustler, nigga, all I know is a go get it. The flow is so wicked, strip for me, baby. Slide down this chocolate pole and grip it. Going all out for the dough, ball out and roll. Dub, keep it G. Nigga, this hood shit is all I know. Got the dice making up, my ice cleaned up. Now I cater the streets like the weed man out of the ice cream truck. Diamonds on my neck, shining in the club like daylight. Dub C, be king of the ride. By the end of the night, you can say.
And we are back.
We back.
It's your girl, Black Barbara Walters. Of course, we got what I call Mar, that nigga Mel, and of course, Alex is in the building on these sidelines. We are diving
Intern Alex.
Listen, I'm gonna get him a shirt made that says that too. He's gonna have to have his own logo. He really is. He's gonna have
Hey,
his
the
own.
camera don't see this, but my nigga Alex got on this old school like little doobie wrap. He look
Right,
like,
right.
He looked like a yellow.
I like when you want him to come stand right here so they can see. Look like Alex, come here.
Like a Mr. Cleo.
So y'all can see who Alex is for our YouTube and Instagram.
This is our new
This is our
intern.
intern, Alex.
Hey, he's been on a couple of episodes, but I just need y'all to understand. See, he's a yellow boy, so they pretty. So this is what time is
There's
it? Almost
nothing-
like 8 o'clock at
there's
night.
nothing
Yeah.
wrong. There's
This
nothing
nigga still got on the do right here. I gotta keep him wavy.
Gotta keep him tight. Gotta keep him tight.
Don't come for the yellow boys because y'all know I love a good yellow fella now.
Fucking yellow boys.
I love a good yellow fella.
Yeah, whatever. I told every yellow boy in my life, yeah, talk that shit you want
Pony
to.
shopper like that.
You bruise up. Don't get it fucked up. You bruise up, yellow boy. Nah,
Man, that sound like hatred. That sound like a lot of hatred up there. Hey.
No, because you know,
Is
you mad?
I'm just saying,
Are you hankry?
I'm just saying, as a chocolate kid, they used to hate on us growing up. Man, they used to talk shit about us dark boys. But
It was an easy target.
yeah, of course it was easy target.
easy
But at the
target.
end
That's
of
all
the
it was.
day, shit.
And then when
been-
dark skin, they came in. They
Shit,
came,
dark skin
they came
been
in.
fly since the day we was alive. I
what I'm
don't know
saying?
what nobody's talking about.
I'm trying to give them their moment because this episode is really
About women.
Let's talk about women. Let's go about women. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I like
So-
talking about women too.
trying to
Yeah.
give them his moment to get back in.
Yeah.
But if you're just joining us, we are talking about women's health, something that's near and dear to my heart. The guys had their episode last week.
Right,
They talked
right.
about men's health. I'm looking forward. I have not. I will say that I have not gone to watch even behind the scenes of it yet
Oh, no worries, it was good.
because I don't question that. I don't question that at all. I know it was good.
Now we did cut up. I ain't gonna lie about that.
I wasn't here, so
Who
of course.
did that? Who cut up?
Oh, I ain't need no
Did
fun.
we cut up?
Oh yeah, we cut up, nigga. No, we acted up.
Y'all were talking about men's health,
We
and
acted
I
up.
wasn't here to regulate. Of course, y'all cut up.
Fam, we acted a plum.
I know you cut up. Like, there's not a question about it. I know anytime I'm not here, anytime I send a text message to the group saying, hey, I'm not going to be there or I'm out of town, I already know that it's going to be a tomfoolery episode on a Friday.
Hey, men's edition be going down. All right.
It's going
But
down.
stay tuned. They might have a regularly scheduled men's edition.
Hey, I ain't gonna front. We missed you, but I ain't missed you because I knew we was about to have the full.
I missed y'all, but I knew that y'all needed y'all outlet away from Black Barbara Walters.
No. We always
It ain't like that, girl. It ain't like that.
Don't do
It
shit.
ain't like that. Don't be acting like that. Don't be
Nah,
acting
I
like
know.
We
that.
should talk about their shit in women's health. All that fucking goddamn shit y'all be.
We are. That's gonna be
pretending
the
and shit.
mental part. We get
Right,
there.
right, right.
We get there. Don't worry. Don't rush it, big baby. Don't rush it.
My nigga,
Take
we need
it
a
slow.
whole. We need a need a whole hour of just on mental.
But y'all not gonna do my women like that. Because you can't live with us, and sometimes you can't live without us either.
Hell.
Okay, don't press your luck. But we are talking about women's health. Before the break, we were talking about pap smears, and there are two main things, and we're gonna move on to mammograms next. That I want to make sure that us as women, and I say this because it took growing up and getting myself around some women who are very health conscious to really realize, some things that I did not know.
Yeah, you've been stuck around men all your life.
I have been.
You'd have been fucked up.
I've been around men. That's the sad part.
I know, but I'm just saying, you
so
might
there's
not even been put on game.
There's a lot that I had to learn late in the game. Now don't get it twisted, because my health has always been A1. My hygiene's always been A1. I've never. I
can attest to that, because I sit real close to Lex, and she ain't come up with the musty butts and shit.
Never, and never will.
I smell like Paul's fish market.
And he's been around me while working an 8-hour.
Is that mullet, nigga?
Shift.
Nigga, is that mullet?
No.
Like, sea bass?
Like, is that monkfish?
Right. Chilean sea bass?
No. Is that Maui? No. Not happening.
What is that?
But
black drum?
That's actually a good segue. Women, that's point number one. If you are ever smelling anything when you're going to the restroom, or not even when you're going to the restroom. Let me break it down to this factor.
If your kitty ain't purring.
When you sit down and you got full clothes on, and when I say full clothes, I mean jeans, and you sit down and you stand up and you get a whiff of yourself, make a doctor's appointment, babe.
Yes.
It doesn't necessarily, let me clarify this. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have an STD or anything of that. Now, sometimes,
they call them STIs now. Or sexually transmitted infections.
Whatever. It don't mean that you don't caught something of that nature.
This nigga.
Right. This nigga was in a bookworm today.
He didn't grew a PhD all of a sudden.
Right. But it does mean that your body may have a yeast infection, something like that. Something that is normal for women to get. And I think that's something that women are afraid of, because you don't know that that's something normally that women get.
Right.
You can get it from just using the wrong soap. It's so many different things. Second thing is to make sure that you are scheduling regularly your pap smear. I don't care if you feel like you need to schedule you 2 a year.
No dirty push.
Schedule your pap smear so you can have early detection on anything that's going on, to catch any cysts, anything that ain't supposed to be there.
Right.
Anything at all. That brings us to our second topic of women's health, which is mammograms. And growing up, a lot of women are taught how to self-examine themselves. Right. And even a lot of men.
If anybody needs some help, just call me. Go ahead.
That's what I was going to say. Even a lot of men know how to self-examine their spouse or their mate.
I saw that gynecology degree you had.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Call me.
But wide open, swim through at your own risk. Okay,
sling your hook.
Like, what's that? I'm doing an exam. Just calm down. I'm doing an exam.
He slinged his hook.
But oh my gosh, this is gonna be a long episode. Jesus, it's gonna be a long episode. But it is also important to do mammograms for early detection.
Right.
Now, if we said earlier before the first commercial break, if cancer runs in your family, especially breast cancer, which is
get a check.
Very, very runs rapid in the Black community.
There's a good chance.
Rampant.
Yeah, it does. And I'll say that for personal knowledge as well as just knowing women's health and doing studies and things of that nature. You gotta think about it. There's a whole month dedicated to breast cancer. Hello.
Right.
So that lets you know how big and important it is.
It's October, right? Is that October?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. And I know that because my like I said, when I lived with my aunt, she had it. And that was the first time that I really was exposed to it. And that's the first time I actually asked my aunt questions about it. And she said that, you know, she would do her self-examination while she was in the shower. It was like part of her, she's older, so it's part of her normal routine.
Which is smart.
Yeah, it's very, very smart.
Man, you already got your clothes off, you there.
Yeah,
you don't be washing up anyways, that's smart.
And what she said was it felt like a grain of rice. And if you think about how small a grain of rice is, and it ended up turning out to be cancer. So she had to go through chemotherapy, radiation, the whole nine, you know, lost hair, everything. But if she did not catch it, and it would have got further along down the line. And she's one that's very, very particular about making sure she goes to the doctor on schedule. Like, she lives by her planner. Please understand. So it's important to know that if you don't know how to do a self-examination,
show us.
No, I'm not going to show y'all.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure he's grabbing us some tips. I'm just throwing it out there.
Please make sure that if there's a woman in your household, please make sure that you talk to them about it.
Right.
Especially if it's something that, like, for me, I'm 30. And with the fact of both of my aunts having breast cancer, my mom had lung cancer that spread to her body, so that's a whole different realm. So my testing and everything else has to be completely different. But I did have to start getting tested earlier than normal. They don't recommend for you to start getting tested until your mid-30s, early 40s for your mammograms. I've had to get tested since I started getting tested when I was 28. Because it runs so deeply in the women in my family. Okay. Because all my aunts and them had it while they were my age, in their 30s or 40s.
That's your phone.
I don't know who you are.
Somebody trying to slide your DMs.
Listen, if you've got the number that,
if you need to slide in DMs.
Don't you promote that things like that.
we have the homemade shea butter from the Hilly component. My niece makes this. Kenji.
Kenji, I'm gonna order
for those who need to slide in the DMs. You got shea butter.
Not for his reason.
Shit, you gonna slide in more than DMs with that shit, boy. That shit, like that goddamn fucking Crisco bottle right there, bro.
Y'all is so off topic.
It smells better though.
Well, go ahead.
So off topic. I can't with y'all.
I'm about to slide in. Oh,
nigga, are you making songs?
I'm about to mute him for the next 20 minutes. I'm about to mute him for real. Make sure that you're asking a woman in your household to show you these things.
Be asking for 100 years with
and he
shit,
won't.
man.
It's good.
Make sure you're doing. If there's not a woman in your household, make sure you're going to a woman that you trust. A woman that you trust. A woman that you trust.
Say it again.
I can't say that enough. To show you how to do that.
But let me say this, because now we're in the information age.
I was going to say that next.
If you don't have someone you can trust,
go online.
Right.
That was going to be my next step. Online, YouTube.
Yeah, don't be a dummy with a smartphone.
It's a t-shirt.
That is a t-shirt.
But I want to play this clip.
You're welcome,
Please,
niggas.
play the clip.
So, I actually want to know, how much discharge is normal, I guess. I never really knew that it was anything unusual until I was hanging out with my sister. She was helping me move, and she basically asked me if I had a yeast infection, and I was just like, no, I don't have a yeast infection. What are you talking about? But I never knew that it was anything unusual until that moment. So since then, I've been kind of like, is it not normal to actually have discharge?
Discharge is normal, and what's normal for you, it may be different than what's normal for your sister. Right. And since this has been something that's been consistent for your whole life, I wouldn't worry about it. The thing about discharge is that it's basically your body, your vagina sloughing off epithelial cells, and that's a totally normal process. Normal vaginal discharge in a young reproductive age woman is usually a clear white color, and it can be, a small amount, a scan amount. Some girls have more discharge, will have to wear panty liners. Sometimes discharge is more during certain times of the month. So, just because your discharge or the amount is different than your sister's discharge doesn't mean that yours is abnormal.
I'm so glad that you played that clip. I am so glad that you played that clip, because even your first reaction.
Yeah, because I'm thinking discharge. Discharge isn't like like STI discharge, or you talking about like a brother in that thing doing his thing, or you discharged because that thing is doing that thing, girl.
But see, and that's what she was saying. Like, right? That's what she was saying. And a lot of times,
I just need the clarification. You know?
But that's the thing. A lot of times, people don't realize that there's such a difference, different stages for certain women. And we had this. I had this conversation with my niece the other week. Actually, now that I think about it, there are different times of the month, like right before a woman gets her menstrual, she might discharge more heavier because her body's getting ready to clean everything out.
Right.
Now, if there's an issue, you will know because your discharge will be a different color.
Right.
That's a red flag.
More like that yellow school bus color.
Oh, it's like that. You need to go to the doctor.
Yeah, that's infection.
Most definitely.
That's infection.
Well, I'm saying if it ain't white clear.
Yeah, it's a problem.
That's a problem.
Doctor.
That's an issue.
Right.
But some people, and I can't remember where I read this at, but some people actually get more discharge because they wax or they shave.
Oh, really? I haven't heard that.
Yeah. And that was surprising to me because I'm like, what? Why would that have anything to do with it? Because
or would it be the cream throwing off a pH balance? Something like that?
Yeah. Sometimes it's that being thrown off. Sometimes it's the soap that you're using that's being thrown off, that's throwing it off. Your discharge and your pH levels have so much to do with each other.
That's what I say when y'all women be going crazy in your menstrual cycle. I'm like, man, your pH levels fucked up right now.
Listen, don't judge. There's a lot of complex things that happen
right now.
There's a lot of complex things that happen in a woman's body.
Well, I just said hi. You can have to come at my
then,
dad.
Right.
But then also, a woman's discharge will change after they've had a child. That's what a lot of people don't realize. Like, if your body, and let me say it this way: having a child does not necessarily mean that you actually physically gave birth. Because I think there's a misconception that I miscarried, and my body should go back to normal.
Right.
No. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. Your body went through that process. So your body is now reacting as if you had a child.
Okay.
So it's
gonna take some time for that shit to come back.
Yeah. It's a whole different realm.
Yeah, I got 2 kids. I didn't see all that shit, man.
And I had to learn. I had to learn it with. I have no kids, but I learned it with my ex-wife. And that's what's crazy about it. I learned a lot of women's health with my ex-wife. I learned a lot of it with my sister. With watching her give birth to her children and everything that she had to go through, and with my ex-wife, how sensitive her whole body became when she was carrying another human being, because you're taking that a human being is taking all the nutrients and everything that you would normally have for yourself, and now that child is getting that. So
you pretty much sharing that shit.
You ain't getting shit.
Hey, I can't even front, man. Just the shit y'all women deal with, as in body change, as one part. That's not even getting to the actual mental part of birth and giving birth, or perhaps, unfortunately, miscarriages. We ain't even talked into that. So,
right,
man. Yeah, that postpartum shit. That's some real shit.
Well, listen, we gonna hit on that when we get to this mental part. The mental part gonna be the last part, because that's gonna be a good topic there.
But I know, like, when I was doing some research on it, and one of the things that kind of sparked my curiosity, and so I was like, let's talk about the pelvic floor and stuff like that. Okay. And so
Today, I want to talk about something uncomfortable. Or at least something that most people are uncomfortable with. You see, I make this distinction because what we're going to talk about today should really and truly be anything but uncomfortable. It should be as easy to talk about as the common cold or the shape of your cheekbones. Today, I want to talk about vaginas.
Yeah.
And vulvas. And sex.
Say more about that.
And as we have this conversation, I want you to ask yourself, what is it about these words that make us so uncomfortable?
I'm comfortable.
The truth is, we've all been taught since we were young that our parts down there are to be kept private.
Sometimes I get lost.
We see half-naked men and women day in and day out. Yes, sex sells. But the minute we talk about female reproductive parts in a legitimate medical context, it is deemed inappropriate. My name's Cassie, and I'm a pelvic health physiotherapist.
Hey, Cassie.
Which means that I get to work with women each and every day and help them optimize their health. I specialize in treating the muscles and joints in and around the pelvis and pelvic floor, as well as the whole body. And I work primarily with women who have what's called a pelvic floor dysfunction, or who may experience symptoms like urinary incontinence, back pain, hip pain, or pain with sex, among many other things.
First of all, I love the fact that she made a very great statement. When it comes to those words, vagina, any word of that nature, vulva, clitoris, anything like that, it becomes a very uncomfortable conversation. Right. In our reality, it should be a conversation that we're having on a regular basis, especially us as women.
Right.
So, and that's what we are here for. That's what this show's for. We said we talk about the things that get swept under the rug, that get pushed to the side or stuffed in the back closet to forget about, the junk drawer.
Oh, we gonna talk about it.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
We emptying out drawers. We dusting off rugs.
And
we getting all that stuff out.
And you guys, this is a sidebar, but not a sidebar. Right. We joke a lot, and you hear the guys joke a lot, but we really want to make sure that you guys are informed. That's why we do these series on health. That's why we did this series on sex, because, like she said, we're taught that sex sells, but when it's come time to actually talk about it, you know, it's a conversation that people are like, yeah, no, we're not talking about that. You just find out whenever you get older.
Right. That's a good point, because, you know, when we talk about advertisement and what you bombarded with, you bombarded with sex,
right?
You know, whether it be, you know, from male or female. If it's a male, you usually got like a guy with his shirt off, you know, some skimpy shorts on or whatever.
Or you watching a WAP video,
right? Or you see a female, depending on what
where that pulled it
stream. What media stream you looking at it on?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It determines on what the women gonna look like. Right. They're gonna be either from just a bikini to almost nothing on.
And that's another good point too that goes with women's health too, is because women are the top ones that go through eating disorders because of what society.
Right, that goes to the mental. Hold that for the mental, though.
That's what I was saying.
Hold that for the mental.
That goes to the mental.
Hold on.
But when it's time to like sit down and have those uncomfortable conversations, and you know, talking about, you know, the female body, the anatomy, you know, things that are serious, you need to check out. You know, you have something going on with your pelvic floor. You have something going on with your vulva, you know, your vagina, stuff like that. It's like, oh, we can't talk about that. You know, like ads been taken down for using the word vagina, but simultaneously show me an ad of half-naked man, half-naked woman. How's those things even adding up? Don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? And it goes to the fact how you got to pay more for healthy food, and less for junk food. It's like this how the society is,
right?
You know, it's just crazy how like stuff that's good for you,
you got to pay top dollar for it.
You know what's funny? You say that, bro. That's probably the one thing that's deterring me from going full-fledged vegan. I can't afford that shit, bro. That shit's out of my
brain.
That shit is out of my price range, bro.
Full-fledged vegan. Let's just talk about having a healthy eating lifestyle.
Right.
Because my sister and I we went grocery shopping, and there are only certain stores, and this goes into women's health too, there are only certain stores that you can get healthy foods from. Yeah. If you want fresh, real healthy foods. So you got places like Harris Teeter, Wegmans, Lidl, Whole Foods.
Farm Fresh.
Yeah, those are your main points. And a lot of people don't know about some of the other places, so they go to their local Harris Teeter. Harris Teeter is high.
That's a giraffe's behind.
High.
Put that extra hot breath on that.
Right, that was a real extra. My sister and I went grocery shopping, and my sister has to eat healthy. She had a procedure done 2 years ago today to better her health.
Good.
And she's been sticking to it. So there's a certain amount of protein that
Big
she
ups.
has.
I know that shit tough. Big ups.
It is, especially when you got a child.
Oh, yeah.
Who just want chicken nuggets? You can't eat chicken nuggets all day?
Nuggets.
Oh. That must be one of your baby girls.
That little one.
Nuggets. So there's only certain things that she can eat. So she has to be intentional about what she does. So she meal preps, she does all that stuff. So we went to Harris Teeter, because she's been busted. I told y'all on the episode before, she busted in the room, but like, here's your smoothie. I want a smoothie. I want waffles with syrup. But no, we went and we went and got one meal and a couple side items.
$25.
25 would be Food Lion price. What are you talking about?
40.
Oh, you was at Harris Teeter.
No, we were at Harris Teeter. You talking about
35, 40.
Everything we got, our total came up to 90 something.
Shit.
What kind of side items y'all got?
Well, and we got waters and things like that.
Okay. I go to Harris Teeter all the time.
We got water. Well, anytime I go to Harris Teeter, even when I was staying on this side of town by myself.
Yeah, and that shit fed you for 2 days.
The way that I eat, it fed me for one day. What are you talking about?
For an hour.
Like, and if you think about it,
gone.
But
that was a lie.
I was at Publix.
Back to women's health.
Right.
That's why, because you're in Publix.
I was at Publix.
But, that's my story too.
Publix, I like.
But which is cause when the God, what she say? Cause I can't even read my writing.
How you can't read your own?
I wrote it so small.
Nobody can read your writing.
My nigga, if you can't read your handwriting, you don't expect us to read that shit.
No one can read.
Oh, I'm sorry. Prolapse is when the vagina bulges.
Yeah.
I thought you was a smart nigga.
He's a bookworm, but that's why he has his book and his notes.
Golly.
So then 20% of women undergo surgery because of that. Mm-hmm. It says when the pelvic muscles and tissues can no longer support your organs, that's what it causes having a problem with the pelvic floor, which causes that. So, you think about those numbers. 50% of women going to suffer from the leakage. All those 50% that have children going to suffer for vaginal bulges. And then all of that, 20% treatment, you know what I'm saying, is for getting surgery.
It's funny that you brought up those numbers. Mm-hmm. All right, so you say 50% of women are going to have it, right?
Right.
So you're already saying that 60% of America, 63%, whatever, is already Caucasian.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So then when you say 50% of that whole population in general of women is going to have it, so then you take that percentage